Now cometh the angel of wisdom. I am Jophiel, and Christine is at my side. We greet you in these twin cities and everywhere in the earth where there is that individual who has vowed to bear the light and to eschew darkness. So I am come. So we are one. Angels of illumination, find good company in this place. Therefore they surround you at every side and hand, above and beneath, in the very heart of the earth itself. Oh yes, beloved, legions of light gather, and the reinforcements have come, and we come therefore to reinforce our message. And that message is, we have invoked and received the dispensation from the great central sun for reinforcements of legions of angels of the divine wisdom, and that wisdom can impart your understanding of wise dominion in the earth. Take dominion over yourself, your emotions, your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, your destiny. Wise dominion. Let the wisdom of God reappear, for this was a book, beloved, that once existed and must reappear again and come into the hands of all, for we did have our part in the writing of that scripture. Wise dominion in the earth must begin with those who sense the God presence within, who know that they have the direct tie to the central sun, who know that they are here for a reason. You are among this people. You know your cause, your reason for being. Perhaps you would like to refine that cause and to know in greater detail just what was your assignment when you left the great throne room of the Lords of Karma and took incarnation in this life. If you would like to know this, beloved, appeal to that mighty angel whose name is the Keeper of the Scrolls. The Keeper of the Scrolls has many recording angels in his service. And you, my beloved, in addition to having your chief guardian angel and many guardian angels, also have at your side a recording angel who does record not only word and deed, but thought and feeling, and the inclination of the heart, and even your pulse, and the current analysis of your physical, spiritual, and mental health. Yes, beloved, you are watched over by angels with tender, loving care, and often angels come to you to warn you of the direction you are taking, and that it could cost you very much in terms of your life and your mission. See to it then that you guard your physical life and keep your health, for you are needed by the emissaries of God who are invisible, to speak our teachings, to write down those teachings, and to be another voice in the wilderness as a John the Baptist that does clear the way for the coming of the Christ in every soul upon earth. For this indeed is the reality of the second coming of Christ. It is the coming of Christ into your temple as you do indeed go forth to perform works and greater works in the name of your Lord. Thus, beloved ones, illumination is the need of the hour. It is a profound need, beloved, for where there is ignorance of the law, ignorance of love, ignorance of the inner blueprint, ignorance of what is the destiny of your soul, then in which way will you walk? Where shall you go and where shall you be at the age of 70, 80, 90, and perhaps beyond? Will you have fulfilled your reason for being in embodiment in this life? This is the question you must ask yourself and ponder immediately following this dictation and in the days to come, because my angels of the second ray will bring you to my retreat, and we will go over with you the path of your personal Christhood. Yes, you can ask Archangel Michael and his legions to escort you to our retreat over China. You may come then and read the record in your book of life and see what your path has been, lifetime before this one, that you might understand where you have walked centered in that living Christos. And you have even been anointed with light, so that if you could have seen yourself in some past lives, you would have seen a halo upon your head as an aura of light, for you did commune with the mind of God. It has become more difficult in this age, for your foods are plastic and full of chemicals, and rarely the pure foods that were brought forth in olden times when the earth was yet fertile and rich with minerals you require, minerals themselves being the very basic elements that allow the electrical currents to flow through the brain and the central nervous system. Thus, beloved, in some other ages, you have actually made more progress than you have made in this life. For this life has only afforded you struggle day after day to keep yourself going midst all of the turmoil and all of the burdens, and yes, an accelerated karma that is coming upon the people of this earth. I, Jophiel, come then with unfinished business, and so do the angels of my bands. We require your attention, we require your involvement and your contribution to our work. Yes, beloved, we have not yet finished, and another round in this war against the tobacco industry must be fought and won now, ere we lose a generation and more of children who will find their bodies so toxic that they themselves will scarcely be able to hold still their hands from the very aggravation of the nicotine factor in their very bloodstream. Precious hearts, there are many attacks upon youth, and therefore I come this day to say that with these reinforcements, we open wide our challenge upon those who are abusing the life and the lifeblood of children of all ages and adults as well. I speak then of the challenge not alone to the tobacco industry. How dare they, I say, go after the little children and the youth of the world? Yet they do, and they should be reminded in this hour, and I speak it into the very ear and heart of their own dense bodies saturated with nicotine, and I say that any of you who should hurt one of these little ones, in the name Jesus Christ, it would be better for you that a millstone were hung about your neck and you were cast into the bottom of the sea, rather than face the karma that you will deal with for the corruption of the innocents. Yes, I speak it, and when an archangel speaks, beloved, so that speaking is out of the mouth of God, for we are indeed extensions of God's being in the earth. We bring comfort to you this day and reassurance. We bring a mighty reassurance to you that you can count on us. Our request is that we might be able to count on you to remember that each and every day you will make a call to us to empower you in your town and city and on every continent to go after those who would destroy the children and the youth. Whether it is child abuse, the physical abuse of their bodies, and whether it is drugs in every form, I say to this government, I say to the top echelons of the government and to the presidents of the United States in recent years, you have not fought to win, and therefore I stand before God, and I accuse you this day. You have not fought to win this war against drugs, and if you had determined to do so, I tell you, we, the archangels of the second ray and all hosts of the Lord, would have been right there to assist you. You are not helping the angels in their work, therefore we cannot assist you either. And this is a stalemate for the moneyed interests of the world, for the cooperation with those moneyed interests by people in high places is a disgrace. Well, beloved ones, many of them are fallen angels, and they have been disgraced ever since they left off worshiping the one God. Therefore, they have been cast out into the earth, and all of the legions of the 7 archangels go after them daily to protect you and your children from their insidiousness, from their vicious determination to destroy souls, and therefore to destroy the capacity of the soul to know the living Christ as his own true potential. I speak also as one crying in the wilderness, and we, the archangels, did cry through the prophets of Israel. Therefore we cry out to you today through this another prophet in the land, and we say to you, let us go after it together. Let the spiritual people of America and the world know that the power of God is behind you. And when you use the decrees that we have dictated to these messengers daily for the challenging of the oppressors of the youth of the world in the schoolhouses of the world, we will be there. We have the reinforcements. We have the hosts of heaven backing us, for all of heaven is poised now in this hour to determine that earth shall have the opportunity to enter the golden age of Aquarius. I say, O people of America and the world, hear my voice. Seize the opportunity, for the opportunity may pass, and if it does pass, because the people have already become so dense that they could not respond to our cry, then we will see an era of darkness and grave darkness in the land. Yes, beloved, we come to that place of the why, where all who are servants of God must choose the right-handed path of the living God and shun the path of the fallen angels, the left-handed path. This is the hour, beloved, and I will tell you, it may seem so very simple. It has been hard for the fallen angels, but for those who are the lovers of God, understand that surrender to the will of God is the key to your destiny. And the ability to surrender, beloved ones, is to acknowledge that the will of God has been good for you from the beginning, that once upon a time you knew that, and you walked in shafts of wondrous blue fire of that will. You knew your own inner blueprint. You knew the blueprint of a cosmos. You could move here and there, light years away. You had all mastery. Blessed ones, the will of God has never ceased to be good for you. Therefore I say, meditate upon that will. Apply yourself to the diamond heart of your blessed mentor El Moria, a wondrous Buddha of the Spirit who guides this organization. Apply yourself to the heart of the will of God and see how you have gotten out of alignment and no longer embrace that will for not any good reason. Surrender to the will of God is just that. It is not surrender to a human person or to an archangel. It is surrender to the great God self and to your own real being. If you can do this, you will no longer be a house divided, pulling you this way and that. Therefore, examine your desires and examine the ignorance, the coatings of ignorance of civilization that beget wrong desire, and come to that point, whether through pain and suffering or through enlightenment, where you desire only God, God, God. Yes, beloved, the affirmation, I am that I am, And I desire to be, O God, thyself in form, for I see such suffering that nothing that I could want or have could ever be more important than my desire to alleviate suffering and bring all sentient life back to thee. O breathe a prayer of love to your God, and then join in the march of the 7 archangels. Join us, beloved, for we would move mountains. We would move mountains even of your karma. Do you know, when you volunteer to give your life in service to God, that mountains of karma can be set aside temporarily until you serve and gain greater mastery and balance karma in the process, so that you may take it up again when you have a greater empowerment and a greater health and ability to deal with it? So many opportunities are available. But I say to you today, if the children are not being ultimately ruined by what they are being fed in the schoolhouses, then I say they are being ruined by that which they take in as drugs, as excessive amounts of caffeine and sugar, and all manner of chemical substances whereby they do not even know who they are. Do you know, beloved, that we calculate a very high percentage of all teenagers today are depressed, and they do not even know that they are depressed, and they have no one to talk to about the way they feel. Blessed hearts, it is a most difficult era for children to be born in, to grow up in, and to find themselves spiritually as well as on the path of their own divine plan. It is a difficult era for souls of light and even angels to take embodiment when so many opt for abortion instead of carrying those babes who come truly as saviors and teachers, and those who want to take their place side by side with you. Why, at the alarming rate of abortion since 1973 and even before, I tell you that many, many brothers and sisters and twin flames and those of your own bands of service have not taken embodiment. And now it is 20 years later, and now we see that those who should have been born have not been born, and they could be 20 years old now, or 19 or 18, and entering the path itself for the defense of life. I tell you, there is agony on the part of many souls who have been aborted not once but several times over, because they have so desired to come and to help you and to join you. So you see that the divine plan, even for this century, has been aborted because key life streams are not in embodiment today. Take heed, beloved, lest you become insensitive to world pain. For when you do, that is when you cease caring and cease loving. No matter what the hardness of the earth, no matter what the darkness that may surround you, let your heart be opened. Even as you heard last evening, so from the heart of Chamuel, let the heart be opened, even if this may cause you ultimate pain. Be willing to be wounded, that you might be found also in the position of being one with the cosmic Christ and offering that essence of your light, because you have not feared the pain of taking to your heart a suffering humanity. Yes, beloved ones, you are, in your own true self, world saviors in the making. Do not think that this is some kind of a psychological problem, as you have been told. World saviors, I say ye are, and the one who is Savior within you is the one true God and your higher self, your own holy Christ self. I, Jophiel and Christine, this day, therefore, declare war against all who are not doing the utmost from the level of government to stop the influx of drugs in this nation, to stop AIDS, to find a cure for it, and to protect the people against its spread. I am alarmed, and you ought to be also, We have much work to do. And if you could see our angels today, and some of you can, you will see that we are in our battle array. We are wearing our work clothes, and we are wearing our armor. And we are out in the streets and in the hospitals, and we are fighting these plagues and new plagues being born through the combination of viruses in the earth. Yes, beloved, this is a critical turning point. And you, remember, you, one with God, can make the difference. Therefore, I have petitioned El Morya and the Darjeeling Council that on your Sunday services you will replace the sacred ritual with a ritual of our illumination decrees and the full gathered momentum of decrees which you do know how to give for the binding of the forces of evil in the earth. You have the calls, beloved, but they must be in your heart and they must be spoken. Try us, prove us. I am Jophiel, and I come then for the opening of the hearts of people everywhere to the true mystical path of union with God. That path is service, it is surrender, it is sacrifice, it is selflessness. Yes, in the truest sense of the word, not just parting with your monies, beloved ones, it is parting with the light of God. And each time you give of that light, we shall replenish it many times over, and you will find yourselves not depleted, but strengthened in the Lord. Who are those, then, who will stay with the team of reinforcements of angels in heaven and in the earth? Who will join forces with the angels of Jophiel? Who will go forth with us at night to rescue the children and in the day to bring the correct educational methods to their teachers and parents? Who will call for the judgment of the rebels? Who will take from the children the true learning that they must have in their true teachers? Oh, beloved ones, it only takes a few to multiply then and become many thousands. But this is indeed a crossroads. How many months or years will be available to you and to the messenger to go from city to city to cry out the message of the Lord? I cannot say. I only will say the decade moves on, and all the prophecies we have given to the messenger and those given by Mary, the mother of Jesus, will come to pass unless you, who have life and form and free will, decide it is now your time, now or never, to take up the cause of reversing the tide of world condemnation that sits upon the youth of the world. In my heart of hearts, humbly I bow before the Christ within you, for I am the servant of your light. Humbly, therefore, I ask, will you help us?
Yes.
Joy to you, for it is a joy to wage war and win and to liberate souls, beginning with your own. Joy of wisdom to you, joy of enlightenment, joy for the freeing of our youth, joy for the binding of the forces who feed our children in the mind and the body and the subconscious, every vibration of death and hell. Almighty God, set them free. We shall do it. We shall respond to every prayer. Now, beloved ones, move yourselves and act before it is too late. I am Jophiel and Christine, confident in the God in you to make your statement in this age. I invite you to sing to all the archangels as we sing to Archangel Michael. believe it's the second blue page in your angel booklet.